Welcome to Shark Week on Bloodbath & Beyond. Today we review Sky Sharks. The sea is for fish, the sky is for sharks.
Directed by Mark Fess. This movie's about the Third Reich and their plans to take over the world using flying sharks with zombie super-powered soldiers to fly them. And now an ex-scientist is gathering his Avengers to stop them.
So much more than just genetically manipulated animals. They're perfect weapon systems.
What do we like, boys?
Just the whole ambiance of this movie.
The ambiance.
It's like a video game. It's so wild. It's so crazy. It's like watching like Kung Fury meets Cyberpunk meets Sucker Punch. Visually, it looks awesome.
And most of it is done in visual effects. You can see all like the bokeh in the back. There's all types of crazy colors.
I think I was a big fan of the nice techno beats. There were some cool kills and some of the visual effects I thought were neat. They were well done. Nice little cameo at the beginning by Kari Hiroyuki from Mortal Kombat there.
Your brother's soul is mine.
Didn't take anyone's souls, but
Stealing hearts.
I'll have to spank your bottom and throw you outside to play with the naughty boys.
Yeah, she likes me.
I mean, the opening scene of this film was probably the best part of the entire movie because it basically gave you everything you could ever ask for. A wicked soundtrack, a great cast, nudity, and some of the most high action-packed zombie shark flying kills.
Once these predators are in the air, nothing and no one is safe.
Like to point out some of the names, like Robert Lizardo, really liked him. We had Lynn Lowry. The whole movie in general, we had Tony Todd, just like a ton of different people.
I want to see them drop into the ground like hookers' panties at Mardi Gras.
But the kills are probably the best because they do a great job mixing visual effects with practical effects. There's a lot of practical effects, and then there's this over-the-top CG blood that flies all around. But they just blow heads off, they cut people in half. They basically did what Sion Sono did in Tag. That was insane. And there's just a ton of blood.
And the sharks even got in on the kills too. It was just so cool. And to talk about the sharks, I love that they were in the sky, they were armored, and there was not just like great whites. We had a hammerhead and we had megalodons.
they didn't have lasers, but I think this would still be Dr. Evil's wet dream.
And that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
The appeal of this movie is certainly the feel and the atmosphere because it is, like John said, very cyberpunky. And you got flying sharks with crazy Nazi zombies killing everyone. That's exactly what you want from a movie called Sky Sharks. And having seen the trailer for this, like the faux trailer 7 years ago or something, and then they did a Kickstarter and then they finally made the movie. And we're late to the party on the movie, but it is nice to see that it all came to fruition.
And one can only hope for the sequel.
Yeah, which is a post-credits scene, which looks great, and it's voiced by
John St. John, who is Duke Nukem himself.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
That's why we got our video game expert here.
Wearing his Yu-Gi-Oh shirt.
It's Zelda.
Yeah, it's a she guy, right?
Yes, thank you.
Sure it's not the
Thank you,
Millennium
Joe.
Eye?
It's not the Millennium Eye.
Your Millennium item allows you to look into people's minds. Mine allows me to see into their souls.
And the zombies themselves looked cool too. They were really badass. They looked intimidating, even to the point where we had like the Vietnam zombies. Like they looked pretty cool too.
I also like the badass chicks that were our main leads. Couple sisters. Their dad is a shithead who helped create all of this chaos, and now they need to try and fight back. But that kind of rolls out throughout the movie. Like you learn bits and pieces of the backstory via like little trailers spread throughout the movie.
What didn't we like?
I loved everything visually about this film, but the story, I was not interested in anything. It's like the train wreck of movies. You're too distracted by what the visual is to actually care what the meat of the story is. And
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. It was very hard to pay attention. A lot of it doesn't make any sense. It's just a mishmash of stuff, and then there's like what we call propaganda almost in the middle.
Like I had mentioned, they drop little bits, like little trailer things. They're like 5 minutes long, but they drop many of them. And I think that's the issue too, is a lot of these flashbacks, they're long-winded for what they are. Some of them look cool because we are introduced to like a super soldier, and there's cool fight scenes.
I came into the picture That's when Project Dead Flesh was born.
But they're almost just made to be visual effects showpieces more so than story pieces.
I know you guys liked the visual effects. I wasn't the biggest fan of them. I thought it was a little much. Some of the practical, like the periscope going down on the guy's head, was really cool, but all the other like actual effects weren't that good to me. They were just very bad, like a PS1 game to me. Was when what's his name? Was it Daniel? Was that the one?
Damien, when he was running. Okay, that was the one shot that I thought was shit.
Terrible.
All hell broke loose and Dr. Green started to remote control Damien through the wire connection.
Even driving that snowcat thing in the Antarctic, it was just very bad.
Believe me, 20 of them are enough to destroy whole cities.
I mean, even the makeup on our like main character, the old prosthetics that he had on his face just didn't look natural.
You can't have a lot of flashy, cool looking stuff around it and then just have this guy looking like the grandpa from Jackass. I half expected him to just take off his mask. If he was like,
"Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass."
I wish we had more action with the sharks. I feel like we could have had some more cool flying shark attacks. Like when they went to war, it was just, let's just blow the world up.
I will say that the last scenes, I didn't even care for. Like that was the climax of the movie. It's the final showdown. And I was almost laughing. They announced like,
danger averted. Every zombie dead. We are safe now. I wish you a pleasant flight home.
And then the credits roll. This whole movie is about this guy trying to piece together a crew of people to help him out and fight all of these sky sharks. The other people didn't do shit. You just see them on screen. So you have like Tony Todd. You have like Asami. Naomi Grossman shows up for a second. You've got all these different people on these screens. They're not used for anything.
Even the plane that they took to send out whatever electromagnetic thing to try and stop the sharks, did they need all those people on there? They didn't do anything either. That same job could have been done with a aerial drone.
This stupid plane is going really slow. Speed it up a bit. I really gotta be somewhere.
And if that guy had a fucking megalodon the whole time, why didn't he just pull that out and start gobbling them up immediately?
The story was a mess.
Yeah, but look nice. Look nice.
Look nice. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
Sky Sharks was a pretty decent movie. There's lots of practical effects. The whole movie looks great. I thought the visual effects were done extremely well. The biggest issue is absolutely the story. And not because I didn't like understand it, I just thought there was too much going on. Oh yeah, we resurrected these zombies. Now they ride sharks that we also engineered, and now they're still trying to take over the world. However, me saying that in 7 seconds translates to 40 minutes of this movie trying to explain exactly that. I think a lot of people will enjoy this regardless. Considering it's Shark Week, I wish there was a little bit more shark action, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna give this 3 of the best body cams ever out of 5.
This is our finest team. The dedication is faultless.
So Sky Sharks, did I expect it to be good? No. Did I hope it would be good? Kind of. Music, I actually really love the music. But the overall, like the story, how they presented it, a little too much with the visual effects, I thought. They should have upped more of the practical. But overall, the story was very lackluster, very forgettable for me. They probably could have gotten rid of the entire Nazi portion of it. I mean, they could have kept that, yes, they made them, but then the sharks were their own thing. I'm sure there's probably be some people who praise this to the moon. Not me. No, no. In total, I must give this movie only 1.5 greatest video games ever.
This is the coolest game in the world.
Does the female lead at least get close when you reach the next level?
There really isn't much to be said about this film. My biggest disappointment is the fact that the story really sucked.
I love how we're like, oh, we're very serious critics. This film sucked.
This didn't need to be like an hour and 45 minutes. It could have just been like a 30-minute film. It was so well done visually, and I had an absolute blast watching all the kills, watching all the interactions, because it was just so much fun. But you don't need to overcomplicate it. You don't need to make an origin story into 10 different trailers. Would I watch another one? Yes. Yes, I would. I thought the world was so cool, and I would love to see Sky Frogs. This is why I can't believe the rating I'm giving it. It just shows how much a story can affect a film, because everything else they did was right. So with that being said, I gave this film 2.5 of the best baits ever out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. But come back tomorrow for a brand new episode. Subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything here on Bloodbath and Beyond.